What up, Iron Solomon? What's going on, kid?
Yes, sir, man. We here at the Monster listening event, exclusive, invite only, magical event. Glad to be here,
No doubt, no doubt. And, for the people that don't know, explain the project, who's on it, and what people can expect on the new mixtape.
Yeah, so the Monster is an album. Red Room Radio is the mixtape. You get Red Room Radio for free at djbooth.net. Shout out to DJ Booth. And the Monster album, it's a true album. It's like songs with real structure that are about something, about myself, my life, shit I think about, stuff I like to do to have fun. It's a very complete and diverse representation of who I am as a person and who I am as an artist. And I produced or co-produced every single song on the album. I'm playing guitar and keys, and we wrote string parts and brought in live horns. It's raw hip hop, but it draws on all of my musical influences. So you can expect pretty much every mood, every vibe on there. Like I said, the production is in-house. I got DMC on there, legendary Run DMC, Cassidy, Novel, my man Gordon Voivo, my man Isaiah, and Talib Kweli. We just put out that New York Empire record with Kweli.
That's right, man. And you're a producer. A lot of people don't know that. How different is the process when you produce and you write?
The thing about being a producer versus being a rapper for me is like producing. You have a little more space between yourself and the audience. As a rapper, like you're right out there. Your decisions of wording, your voice is on full blast. So as a producer, sometimes it's easier to experiment a little bit more because not as much of you is blatantly out there. But I love producing. I've been producing almost as long as I've been rapping since I was like, not as long as I've been rapping, but since I was like 14 years old. And I love it, man. To me, I can't do one without the other. If I get a beat from someone else, which I rarely do, as soon as I hear it, I write rhymes as much as I hear other sounds that I would add to it. So for me, the vision of making a song includes both the rapping and the producing.
Okay, no doubt, right. People know you from the battle raps and all stuff like that. Why do you think that battle rappers have a harder time making hit records or making good songs being battle rappers? What's the difficulty in that?
I always use the metaphor of like somebody who's used to one-night stands trying to be in a relationship. When you step on stage and you step in a cypher and you say a punchline and the crowd goes crazy, that's pussy. You know what I'm saying? That's a high, that's a pleasure, and you got it easy. So that's a one-night stand. You just said one punchline, the crowd goes nuts. If you're used to that, you feel like I'm the man, I get all the pussy in the world, and you try to go in the studio and have a relationship, which is what a song is, because sometimes you might write for weeks and not come up with a dope hook or not come up with a dope concept. After a little while of dating the same chick and you're not getting the pussy, you're gonna slide back and you're gonna have a one-night stand. So I think a lot of rappers feel like because they won a battle or because they're dope at rapping in a battle or a cypher, that they're just dope all around and they're a well-rounded MC. But you need to step to the studio like you've never written a rap ever before. You need to be open to learning to be good at writing songs and not feeling like you're the best just because you took somebody's head off in a battle. And for me, that's a process, and it was being open and just trying things out, experimenting. It can be a difficult thing because in hip hop we all have a lot of ego. To step in and not feel like you're the best is counterintuitive to us, but sometimes it's essential to be successful.
And then what is it about Iron Solomon that's gonna break the stereotype about battle rappers? Like what do you bring to the table that a lot of other rappers, battle rappers haven't? To break the stereotype, making a hit record.
I'm gonna just try to give as much of myself to the people as possible and continue to strive to improve and present it in a better way and try to capture what it is that people like about my battles, but put it into a song format. I'm bringing the production to the table, and I think anybody who's a battle rapper who's dope has the talent to do what I'm hoping to do. It's just a matter of being persistent and being patient. And I've made a lot of headway, but I have a lot of way to go. So it's gonna be hard work, but hopefully we'll make it happen.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And then real quick, who's your what was the most exciting battle you ever did? Because you did Jin, you did Matt Hoffa, you did a bunch of people.
Yeah.
They all were classic. Like, who's the best? Like, what was the best battle you ever went to? Who's the toughest opponent and stuff like that?
You know, I think the most evenly matched battle was Math. You know, that was a crazy battle.
Classic.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. You know, and Math, he and I became friends afterwards. So, you know, that's always a good thing when you respect somebody enough that you can join forces even though you just clashed. But honestly, battling illest was one of the best things because I had been out of the circle for so long, and I felt like I wasn't necessarily competing with him as I was competing with people's expectations of me, because I had been gone for so long and people were just catching up to all the footage. And the battle scene is crazy right now. Like everybody, even the dudes at the bottom are like nice, you know, like the dudes at the bottom would beat the top dudes like 5 years ago, 10 years ago. So to come out and want to elevate the game and still be dope and still be myself, but updated and be current and still do something that's ahead of its time, that might have been my biggest challenge. Because, you know, I had to dig in the vaults and get creative, you know?
No doubt. Real quick, how do you feel about Canibus coming into battle?
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. You know, I spoke to him a number of times on the phone about battling. He's obviously scared of me, and so he ran and dipped on it. I think Dizaster is going to fucking demolish him, and I'm happy for Dizaster and proud of him that he's about to do that. And, you know, I'm proud of Canibus for manning the fuck up and actually stepping in the ring after all the talk. And, you know, I'm a Canibus fan. You know, we obviously grew up listening to him. He's an incredible MC. I'm just talking shit, but I think it's dope for hip-hop. It's going to be a really amazing battle, and I'm going to try to be there to witness it no matter what happens.
And finally, are you done with battling, or you sticking to focus on music, or like what's the deal?
You know, I'll never ever retire. Most of my energy right now is going into music as my focus, but every big battle I've had, whether it was Jin or Math or illest or whoever, it fell in my lap. People called me and put it on a table. I was never really chasing. I never chased any of those things. So if a situation like that arises where I feel like it's the right thing, I'll jump right back in the ring. You know, I'll never retire. You never hear me say I'm retired. I'm just, when it's the right opportunity, I'll always jump back in the ring.
No doubt. All right, real quick.